to further the investigation with police services to try to locate this person and try to find out where they are so that we can confirm those details.
While Magnotta had a sweeping presence online, in the real world, he was like a specter. No credit cards, no paper trail. Ironically, he seemed to glide through life unnoticed. The online investigators were now learning more about his lies designed to throw them off. For example, in the vacuum video, a voice can be heard in the background speaking Russian. A clue, perhaps, the video was made in Russia. But they traced the voice back to a Russian TV series. Magnotta had recorded the audio and inserted it in the video. He also posted an Arizona phone number from one of his known alias accounts, claiming he was moving there to open a business. But as his pursuers tracked Magnotta, it appeared he was also tracking them. And to make sure they knew, he posted details about their private lives.
If you were trying to size him up, you're trying to figure him out, you can imagine he was probably trying to figure you guys out
absolutely.
as well.
Yeah, he's mentioned us. He's mentioned my name several times. He would name certain pictures that he would send us with some of our profile names. It was this back and forth between us. But we knew more about him than he would ever know about us.
Magnotta would even send them this not-so-subtle message, connected to the opening animation of the Steven Spielberg film, Catch Me If You Can. But the online investigators knew he would slip up sooner or later. And then, a tip. Magnotta may be in Montreal. So they began to go through their archives of pictures looking for any that might place him there. This photo attracted their attention because of the unique streetlights.
And they're very ornamental, they're very kind of ornamental to him, and you know that's specific to a city. So,
also, the light poles were very unique. They were straight and then rounded very slightly, and they looked unique to me.
So there's just, you take that photo and you look for things that he can't manipulate that's there. You look for a landmark, and you just start going to Google Maps.
Looking for those streetlights.
All we would do is we'd go to Google Maps, go to an intersection, go to the street view, and look at the light poles and the street lights.
If it wasn't that, we moved on to the next city.
And so we started looking in Montreal, said, well, here we go, black poles, black street lights. This seems to be the area, and basically what we do is we just take like a grid pattern. You go here and you start looking for this location.
They found the exact intersection in Montreal that tracked him down, and now they were closing in.
Where did you think he was going next? You're trying to anticipate his every move.
I remember specifically posting in our little secret group, somebody has to do something. And I don't know what that somebody is, but this is getting out of control. He's threatening to kill people.
What's up, and hi to all my fans.
It's hard to pinpoint what was fueling Luca Magnotta's desire for fame and recognition.
I just did. What else do you want me to say?
Did it start when he was Eric Newman, the sad kid from Scarborough? Was his narcissism a way to mask his personal and professional failures and his struggle with mental illness? It's hard to say where it started, but soon people around the world would know his name. It was spring 2012, and Jun Lin, the exchange student from China, was settling into his home in Montreal. He'd sent pictures back to his mother expressing the joy he'd found in his new life here. This is the last one he sent, a simple park in his neighborhood. "Isn't it beautiful?" he wrote. 5720 DeCarey Boulevard, apartment 208. Luca Magnotta had just moved here. The lives of these two men were about to intersect.
Your help is needed to locate Luca Magnotta. This individual.
In April, a video is posted on the web urging people to join a Facebook group to find the, quote, serial killer. It's believed Magnotta made this video and issued this warning.
Do not approach Luca Magnotta. He is a dangerous psychopath.
The online investigators felt they were closing in. They'd spent 18 months on his trail, ever since he made his first kitten video. Now they were sure he was in Montreal. They sent that information to the Toronto Police and Brad Dewar at the Ontario SPCA.
We immediately reached out to the SPCA in Montreal and Montreal Police Services to identify that we had this concern with this individual and we were seeking some help.
Was that good enough, in your opinion, for something to be done?
It was certainly enough information was provided to raise the alarm and to continue to question, to ascertain this person and to speak to them, to make contact. There's enough information to make contact.
Did any SPCA official, did any police official speak to this guy through this timeline now where we're getting to more than a year and a half?
Not that I'm aware of.
So the online investigators contacted the Montreal police themselves, telling them Magnotta was a threat. But to Montreal police, Magnotta was a nobody. They had no file on him. There was no warrant for his arrest. In short, they said there was nothing they could do. So the investigators spoke with the Montreal SPCA and urged them to contact a Crown prosecutor to get a warrant. The contact was made. The request for a warrant? Denied. It seemed the evidence coming from the virtual world just wasn't enough.
All of our information, all of our evidence was gained from the internet, so to them it was internet-based flu-fla, flim-flam, you know, they didn't care until he killed a person. And then it was all of a sudden it was, oh my gosh, we gotta go find this guy. Well, that's what we've been telling you all along.
The online investigators believe Magnotta then started to hype a new video. Remember in that email to the British newspaper, he promised his next movie would have humans in it. First, a picture was posted with someone in a purple hoodie clenching an ice pick, promoting one lunatic, one ice pick. I hear it's pretty disturbing, someone writes. Then, on another site, someone, likely Magnotta, asked, where can I watch the one lunatic, one ice pick video? I've been trying to find it for weeks. There's another posting on a discussion board, again believed to be by Magnotta, that asked, I'm just curious to know what you guys think about people who film their crimes. Now it's important to note there was no evidence the video even existed yet, but Ryan Boyle felt it was only a matter of time, and he was powerless to stop it.
It was exactly the same. He used the same exact method to submit his video. He promoted it, he talked about it, he gave it a name.
A week later, on May 24th, Junlin failed to show up for work. His friends were worried. One would even call his mother in China, asking if she had heard from her son. She hadn't. She said she had a bad feeling. That same day on this website, someone, likely Magnotta, posts this cryptic profile. Luca Magnotta is an extremely dangerous and sick psychopath. He's incapable of feeling remorse. Psychopaths can appear very charming and look beautiful, but beware. They are cunning and highly maniacal. Attached to the profile was a series of links to all the news stories about the search for the kitten killer, posted with pride. The next day, May 25th, one lunatic, one ice pick appeared on the web. It depicts a man bound on a bed. At first he's alive, then there's an edit. Now it's clear the man is dead. The video lasts 11 amoral minutes. Someone stabs the corpse repeatedly with an ice pick, then dismembers the body with a knife. 4 days later, a janitor discovered a torso in a suitcase. It was Junlin. Police would finally knock on Luca Magnotta's door, but he was long gone. They discovered an empty apartment, soaked in blood. Inside Magnotta's apartment, this message was left, scrawled on the wall. If you don't like the reflection, "Don't look in the mirror. I don't care." Before he fled the country, Magnotta unleashed a torrent of rage online, railing against people who had hurt or disappointed him over his lifetime. He signed them with his ex-girlfriend's name.
I just wonder why he would want to drag you into this all these years later.
He didn't have much friends, right? So I think I meant something to him, for him to, you know. He lived his life mainly online, on the internet.
Why is that?
Well, I guess most people found him weird. So he felt left out, you know, isolated.
Isolated, but with a loyal audience. The online investigators had given him 18 months of their attention. When they heard about Junlin's death, they were torn. Could they have done more, or did they do too much? They continue to ask themselves whether their relentless pursuit of Magnotta only fed his pathological desire.
You internalize it and you start to blame yourself for things that you shouldn't.
You felt some culpability in this?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think anybody would. You would. Maybe I didn't say the right things to the police officer. Maybe I didn't call the right person.
Maybe I didn't push hard enough.
Maybe I didn't push the authorities hard enough to, you know, investigate. You blame yourself.
He has been associating himself with serial killers way before we even knew him. Did we push him over the edge?
No.
Probably not. Were we a part of his little act? Yes. But we do want people to know, especially the family members, that there were people out there trying to stop this person from doing an act like this.
Come on.
There will be plenty of debate over whether people like Luca Magnotta should be ignored or pursued.
I don't want to be taped. I'm just watching my show. You stop.
But this video illustrates the dilemma. He made it by himself, a man so preoccupied with attention
I'm in the mood.
that even when he was alone, he played to an audience. Magnotta's preliminary hearing is scheduled to get underway in Montreal in March. Of course, we'll be following the story closely. The Fifth Estate returns right after this. That's our program for this week. I'm Mark Kelly. For everyone here at the Fifth Estate, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.